All right, welcome everyone. I'm Dr. Adela Hafiz. Thank you so much for those of you that would like to find out more today about what is business whispering. How can you create your business, especially right now with all of the changes that continue to happen around the world, and how can you be your own business whisperer? So this is a place for you to either ask the questions that you have about business, creating business, or to find out exactly what business whispering is, and maybe if and how it can apply to you. Because if you're not sure about if this is relevant for you, if this can help you, or what it could contribute to you, your life, your income streams, no matter what stage of business you are in, even if you currently just have an idea, this is what we're here to talk about today. So I'll be sharing a little bit about what business whispering has done for me in my business. And this is also a space where you can ask me any questions that you have about how to apply this information or what you can get out of it for your business. So if you do have questions, you can unmute yourself or you can type into the chat. So if you did have a burning question, you can type into the chat now so that I can cover it. Or if someone wants to kick off, you can unmute yourself and ask. And for those of us on Facebook, I will be doing my best to keep an eye on the chat there as well. So any questions to kick off about what business whispering is and how it can contribute to you? For those of you that don't know about the inception of business whispering, business whispering is something that I did not expect to have as a class that I would be facilitating, but it's actually been around for, I think this is going to be its 7th year. So a few years after we'd been running body whispering classes, there was so much information that was coming through about how to create your business intuitively, how to create your business with the information and awareness from your body, how to make money. And one of the side effects that people were noticing from creating their life in this way was that they were making more money. So that led to more and more questions about how do you create your business? How do you then create a business practically in this place, space, reality where we all live, and still be true to yourself, still be a conscious, intuitive, and authentic being. Because I feel like the greatest confusion that often occurs is people think, how can I bring these two worlds together? If I'm this energetic person that uses energetic clearings and tools, and I do all these classes on energy, but then when it comes to running a business, how do you run your business practically? How do you charge money? How do you make more money? How do you institute the very practical things that you need in a business for it to be successful? How do you do things like Facebook ads? How do you show up on social media? How do you know who to hire and who to fire? What are the things that are going to contribute to me creating a business? And on the flip side of that, there are so many people who I have personally met who are wonderful healers. They are wonderful energetic beings, intuitive people, empathic people, people who could do such wonderful things in what they're able to contribute to the world. And yet they feel like they have already failed at business because they've tried business ventures before and it has not worked, or they feel like that they are not cut out for business because in this reality, there's this very set linear way of doing business, right? And I definitely fell into that linear trap of doing business as well. And I've had multiple businesses. I've had businesses across all kind of mediums, meaning I've had physical brick and mortar clinics. I've worked in multiple countries. I've done online business. I've done in-person business. I've done one-on-one. I've done one-to-many. And I've been involved in many businesses in different industries. And what I have learned over the last 10, 11 years to do with business is that there is a way to bring it all together. And there is a way for you to do it in the way that not only feels good to you, but will make you money, take away the stress, and will stop you believing that you are not good at business, or that you don't know anything about business, or that you are not cut out for business, as long as you can find the way to do it in the way that is aligned with you. And that is what business whispering is. And that is what business whispering is all about. And over the next 2 days, when we have the business whispering class, I'm also going to be sharing how to do the business whispering exercise, which is a specific exercise that will help you literally converse with your business. And today we're here to get that conversation going and to maybe help you realize that more is possible for you with business and money and income than perhaps you had considered before. Imelda, how can I help?
Yeah, Dr. Adila, thank you very much for this call. I have a question. I would like to have clarity between the business whispers and the state of the person who is doing business whispers, for whether they are in stress mode, sick mode, not peace mode. So, is there any condition so the whisperer can ask the whispers in the how to say uh so the whisper, yeah, I want to know whether there is some relation or not.
Yeah, that's actually why the business whispering exercise exists, because what happens is when we as individuals are in our business, so we're in it and we're stressed, we're worried, we have points of view where our energy is not clear, because we're also confused between all of the information coming in from the outside, what we think we should be doing, what we really want to do. We're not actually able to have that clarity and that awareness. So what the business whispering exercise does is it is the facilitator, and it facilitates the conversation between you and the entity that is your business, and it takes away that effect of the emotional or energetic space that you are in that may be confused, unclear, or muddled. Does that
Okay,
answer
okay.
the question?
Yeah, it's very clear. Thank you very much.
Good. Yeah, no, you're very welcome. This is one of the things. So when I first started in business, especially when I was doing things that I hadn't done before. So when I started a clinic, when I was signing leases, when I was signing long-term contracts, when I was hiring external companies to do, for example, my marketing campaigns and stuff like that. That is probably where I suffered the most in terms of business decisions and choices, because I was completely new in that space. What I thought is I should listen to the people that were industry experts, that I should go with the people that seemed the most convincing, that even when I didn't feel completely aligned with something, that confusion and that lack of clarity I thought was coming from my lack of experience. And so what ended up happening is that I would hire people, or I would get into situations where down the track I realized this is really not a good fit. This is really not working for my business. This is really not contributing or creating the outcomes they promised it would. But I did not have the experience back then, and therefore the authority within myself to make that call. With business whispering, what happens is it allows us to receive the information that feels very, very good and clear at that gut level in our body, in our energy, and then our mind can get around it as well. And we can from a very early stage in business, you can start making the choices that are aligned with you and your business, even if you feel like everyone else knows more than you. Because the secret with business is everyone else can know more about business in general and what's happening in the industry, but no one else knows more than you or better than you about what will work for you and who you are and how you want to create your business. And so business whispering gives you that permission to actually do what you know deep down is the best and most authentic fit for you. And also to tap into that information that would give you that clarity that's going to bring in that confidence. A lot of the times we lack confidence because we feel like somebody else knows more than us, or that we should trust people who've already been there, done that, or claim to know exactly how this is going to go. But if you actually get very, very clear about what's true for you and actually ask for and receive the missing information that you require, you can make those choices in a way that will really minimize any risk for you in business. So now, even when I'm dealing with people or situations, like all the time I'm dealing with lawyers and accountants and business growth, I don't know about these things. I don't know about international business law, but I run my business internationally. And when I am dealing with those people, I get the information I require, but then I still sit down, I still do the business whispering exercise, and I still get very clear on the choice that is aligned with the business and what the business is telling me to do. And that is the step that I take. And I haven't felt that disappointment that I felt years ago when I first started my business, and I knew I was making the wrong decisions, but I didn't have the confidence to back myself in those days. Ankita, you have your hand up.
Hi, Adila.
Hi.
Adila, so I have two questions. One is there any installment payments available? Part payment?
What you can do is email our team, because what they will be able to do is, it's dependent on a few things. It depends on who you are, where you are, and what the installment situation is. So the quickest thing for you to do is email our admin team or reach out to Rashmi, myself, or one of the hosts in your country, and then we can have that conversation. And you're muted.
Is there any possibility of shifting the timings? Because I wish to do, your business whispering and body whispering too. The challenge is my daughter, she's just 3 and she is having her, school till 12. So you are muted now. Adila, you are muted.
So now I'm muted. I was saying it's taken us such a long time to perfect that timing. So it works for New Zealand, Australia, India, and Europe. So I'm sorry that it's not quite convenient for you. However, that's why we have the comprehensive recording system we have. So you get audio replays, video replays, you get the exercise recorded separately, so you can listen to that on its own. So you're not missing out if you can't be there for all of the class.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I'll reach out to your team. Thank you.
That will be amazing. Thank you. So we do have a business whispering class coming up this weekend. It starts tomorrow, and it's in the evening for Australia and New Zealand. It's in the middle of the day for Southeast Asia, and it starts in the morning for India and Arabia, and Europe. And so today what we thought would be fun to do is to give you guys a little bit of a taste of business whispering. So if someone has a question about their business or something that they're stuck with in their business, what we can do is a really mini hot seat situation. So you can ask your question and we can see what we can contribute to you with the business whispering energy over the next few minutes. So is there someone that has a question or would like to see what business whispering would be like in their business or for their business?
Adila, can I ask one question?
Yes, go for it.
Is it only related to business that we want to do, or it works for job also, like if we are working under some company or organization?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people who work in corporate or work for someone else do it. I've also had people who actually don't have their own business, but they have a family business, like their family have a business that they're not even directly related to, but they want to contribute to that situation. If you're doing a job for someone else, and especially if you're in any sort of kind of mid or upper management situation, it really helps with leadership. And if you're doing a job, how it helps is it gives you a lot of that clarity that we've been speaking about. So whether it's your business or you're working for someone else, we're always faced with decisions, choices, needing to deliver outcomes. Like at the end of the day, that's what we're all trying to do in our business or in our job. And being able to have clarity and conviction and confidence, that is what business whispering does, because it allows you to figure out what's the best, most aligned choice for you, or the best course of action for you in any situation. Or if you're someone that works with projects or works with different situations, the business whispering exercise allows you to literally sit down and do this exercise that gives you the information about what a block is, like what blocks are creating a problem for you, how to navigate through it, how to diffuse a situation with a person, or how to change an outcome that isn't going very well in your business
Thank you
or
so
job.
Thank
Yeah. You're welcome.
Adila, I have a question not related with the business, but when I took a session yesterday, my head was paining a lot. So it was an energy release, or I'm not
Sorry,
sure.
what type of session did you have? A body whispering one?
I think yesterday someone gifted a session, body whispering session. That's a gift. I think you were also there. So after the session, what happened is my head was paining a lot, and it
So
was for.
Is it gone or is it still there?
It is gone, and I'll tell you, it was my circle of manifestation. I thought my bars are running, so I was not sure, because body whispering is new to me, and that's the reason I thought to ask you directly.
Yeah, so with body whispering, we teach you 3 questions if something comes up, whether in a class or during a session or afterwards. It is this an awareness? Is this a capacity? Or is this a potency? And often what's happening through a session or from a session, you're receiving an awareness. So we talk about pain being communication. It's how your body communicates with you. So what was the awareness you were receiving? What is the potency? Or it could be, what is the potency that you have that you haven't been accessing or tapping into or utilizing?
I got it. It was my capacity.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
well, that was nice and quick. Good job. All right. So that's body whispering covered. And so business whispering, in that same way, we do the business whispering exercise. It's a different exercise. It teaches you to be able to actually, so if you think about this, for all of you, that whether you have a job or a business, how often do you actually acknowledge and communicate with the entity as separate to you that is your business? Most of us, especially when we're stressed, especially when something's not going well, we make it all about us. We make it all about the problem, and we actually get deeper and deeper and deeper into the problem. And we become more and more linear, more and more confused, and we are kind of chasing our tail looking for the answer, as opposed to realizing that we can actually, like if you had a problem with another person, what would you do? You could actually stop and talk to that person, or you would have a meeting if you were in corporate, or you would get a facilitator if you had something else going on. But with business, what a lot of people do is they forget about the other part, the other side of the story. They forget about their business, they forget about the job, they forget about the ability of consciousness to facilitate through that situation, and they make it very, very linear and personal. Often because money is involved or consequences seem bigger. When we have a problem in business that's going to be affecting our money flows, our income, or our job, it seems like we cannot afford to get this wrong, and we really need to figure it out. We need to figure it out quickly, but instead of using the greatest capacities we have energetically, we become very focused on trying to fix it cognitively, because we believe all of the smarts are up here. So what I love about business whispering is it brings together, it's not about completely ignoring the mind. The business whispering class actually has a very comprehensive manual that goes through all of the very practical aspects of creating your business and how to operate in your business. And you can ask about any area related to business during the class. But it also includes how to get out of that funky space, how to just take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or half an hour to do this business whispering exercise and to receive the information that could actually help you move through that situation. So for example, I've used the business whispering exercise when something hasn't been right with a class or with our scheduling or with staff, or when I'm aware of a situation, but I don't know what the problem is. You know, sometimes that feeling that something is not right, and if we ignore it like we tend to, that situation will just continue to escalate until you have a great big problem. And then what you'll do is you'll think back and you'll say, oh, I knew I should have paid it. Like I knew something was not right, but I didn't pay attention to it until it's obvious, until it's in your face. When I work with people on nearly any other area of their life, they are much more happy to like trust the whispers, follow the whispers, and use their energetic tools. But when it comes to business, people seem to make it very significant, very real. And until something is very in their face, they actually ignore the whispers. So what I love about business whispering is it taps you into the whispers of your business. It teaches you how to use the business whispering exercise for your business as a whole, and then how to use it specifically for like a new idea that you have, for your marketing, for creating solving issues you may have with a certain situation or person. And it even teaches you, and some of our participants love this part, it teaches you how to use it with inanimate objects. And by using the business whispering exercise with inanimate objects, it gives you the ability to realize that everything that you are interacting with and dealing with can act as a facilitator for you and can actually help give you information. So I was speaking earlier about doing a little demonstration. Is there anyone that has a question about their business or a situation that they would like a little bit of business whispering magic in?
Adila, I have started my business last year only during this pandemic. Okay. So recently I have client, US client. The situation is like my roles are, going through a vendor. So directly I'll get that contract. So this business whispering is going to help me out to directly get the deal from the client, or
do you mean, will it help you like create more business?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So in short, yes. And a longer version to that answer is my whole business has been created via business whispering. And if you look at the growth in my business, and I don't know if we have many of our previous participants on this call, but the stuff that people share, even the changes that occur between day 1 and day 2 of the class in terms of new opportunities, new people reaching out, new contracts, payments coming through, all of that stuff. When you interact energetically with something, you can change it, right? When you interact with something intentionally, you can change it even more. And when you interact with something intentionally, energetically, and with the allowance of what is really true and possible to come through, not let your point of view or your mind override the information, you have the ability to create way beyond linear norms. And that's what business whispering is. So you know, in your situation, you're talking about getting contracts and getting them through a third-party vendor. But what are the other possibilities around what else is required energetically and or practically for you to actually be much more present energetically in your market, to create a deeper relationship with your vendor, to attract more clients and different clients, or to have multiple vendors that are able to work with you? And so this is the kind of stuff that you tap into and start opening up energetically through the session. And then it doesn't stop there, as that would change a lot anyway. But then if you added in the practical steps that the exercise would tell you to take, like you can literally receive information like call this person at this time, or send this type of email, or reach out and do this sort of campaign. When you put that energetic information together with practical steps, that is how everything changes very, very quickly. So it's not just one or the other. I think one of the biggest differences about business whispering is that it's practical information as well as energetic change. You're very welcome. Anyone else have a question or a situation that like some feedback or facilitation?
Yeah, hi, Mona here.
Hi.
So I am into like so many groups with you, and as I said that I have started my own new business. It's been a month right now. Like till now I was an employee, and suddenly since a month I have become entrepreneur for 2 to 3 businesses. Now what happens is some days are like uh, so much exciting, like I can see opportunities in so many things. I feel like that I have to do this, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll contact this person, and everything goes well. Some other day it feels like there is nothing, I cannot do anything. It feels like there is nothing to do. And some days it feels like, yeah, there are so many things to do and so much things to do. Other things it feels like, no, it's like there is nothing, it feels like empty.
So there's two things with that. From a energetic space, that's not wrong. So if you think about your business as a person, and if you think about how you interact with another entity or thing around you, some days you're really excited to go out and do things and be social and be interactive and action things in your life. Other days you just want to be left alone. And even if you love your best friend, you don't want to talk to them every hour of every day. Okay. So the thing with businesses, it occurs in a similar energetic cycle. There are some days where either the energy is just not there, or it's not going to create for you to take an action step. Now, in this reality, when things are very linear, what they'll tell you is you need to do things all of the time in the same way, lock yourself into a routine or a schedule, or you need to do things kind of in a very set way. Now, that doesn't mean don't be consistent, because I think consistency creates a lot for your business. But what we do in business whispering is we create consistency that is energetically aligned. So that means we know how to create in a way that when the energy is there, that's when we go out and do the calls or do the marketing stuff or do the front of business things that requires you to be energetically up and aligned with it. And on the days that it's not that way, and you will learn your own cycle as to how to schedule yourself, you don't front up or don't do those things that you're forcing yourself to, because they don't create the outcomes you'd like to anyway. So we really prioritize inspired action and energetically aligned action. And one of the secrets is you don't actually have to be working all of the time or working hard. You need to be working in an aligned way, and you need to be working when the energy is speaking to you and telling you that this is the time to take that action.
Yes.
And those are the days you'll notice that you can make 3 phone calls and you'll get so much done. And other days it can take you all day to make those phone calls and it doesn't create anything. And that's when you have to listen to the whispers as to what to do on what day. And there is a way to create a schedule or to kind of have a list of things you know you need to get through in a week in your business, where everything is done, and or you have the systems or other people that can do those tasks, but it doesn't mean you're forcing it to happen.
And one more thing, that sometimes that fear of insecure, because till now what had happened is every month a certain amount of money comes into the bank account. So like I don't have to think about manage the daily expenses and all the other things. Now that money is not coming, that will not be coming, it will not be coming every month, like in a bank account.
Because
So
you don't have a job anymore, you're
yes.
your boss now.
Yes.
And congratulations, like welcome to business ownership, right? And that's the scariest part. Like that's honestly the scariest part. And when you start out, and when I say start out, even for years, I know it can feel like that insecurity can be the scariest thing. Like I don't have guaranteed income coming into my bank account every month. On the flip side to that, what I love about business is that your income is now unlimited. So
Yes.
how do we focus on that? And how do we grow your income? And how do we create baselines that are actually consistent for you? So when you first start out in business, I think it can be a wild ride and people get very stressed because they have no idea how much is going to come into their business. They don't know how to create consistency. The business whispering class is the first step, and then we have business upgrade, we have build your own empire. As you create more in your business, what I work with you to create is actually that same level of confidence and consistency, even with income in your business. The only difference is that consistency can be much greater than what your salary was at a job. So what my consistent income is and what our other BYOE participants, like their consistent income now is like thousands of dollars a month. And it's so much more than what they can earn at a job. And when you first start out in business, it feels like everything is a chance. I could get an order this month, I could not. I could get lots of clients this month, I could get none. How do I create consistency? But actually, when you have a job, how does the company you work for create work consistently? Something is still being done to create a consistent income for that company and for that business.
Yes.
How do you start backing yourself and create the mindset as well as the actions that create that consistency for your income? I love consistent income because it helps you create a life confidently. Like you don't have like $20,000 one month and then $0 the next month, and then you're wondering how to make your mortgage payments. So how do you get to a place where actually your income is consistent and consistently growing even as an entrepreneur? That's such an important piece of this. And that's the foundations that we set with business whispering, business upgrade, and build your own empire. Because just because you own a business doesn't mean you have no consistency with income. And one of the things that I will say to you to help you with that right now, because I know you just started and I'm sure you're doing a great job, because this is the hardest time, okay, no matter who you are and what industry you're in. But there's two things. Once you get your foundational stuff down, once you kind of get that foundation of this is what I need to do, the next thing to start looking at energetically is if my business was 10 times as big, if I had staff, right? If you had staff that you had to pay their wages every month, how would you be operating? How do you go from thinking of yourself as an entrepreneur that's not sure if you can consistently make enough income for yourself each month to actually having the income in your business where not only is your income guaranteed, but you also have staff, you have all of the other things that you pay for in your business, and you never have to doubt that the money's going to be there each month. Start talking to that possibility in your business. Start working towards that eventuality with where you are going.
Thank you so much. So this is the, like, if I had business 10 times bigger than what I am having now, then how would I be operating at that moment? So
how would I
have
show
to
up?
keep that energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the thing. What's the energy I would be, number one? And then what are the action steps I would take? How do I show up? Some of it you might not be able to feel like you can do right now because you're not there. But I love the 10x system, like the 10 times bigger, because it has to take you out of your limited mindset now. It's more than double or quadruple. It's like, wow, I don't know, but what would I have to do to 10x my business? So play with that and see what it creates for you. Thanks, Mona. Natasha, you have your hand up?
Yeah, hi Adila, Natasha. Sorry, my net is low,
That's
so I can't
okay.
put on the video.
All good.
Yeah, I want to ask you that I had few years back I had lost my father, so I had seen a lot of challenges, emotionally, energetically, but still I didn't give up. I'm a trainer. I give seminars, to corporates, colleges, and schools. But of course, after Corona, everything has stopped. So I was giving a lot of talks, to people in groups and all. Which first I feel I did a lot of workshops on meditations and all, and my energy was good. But I realized sometimes I take a lot of action, but my energy is not aligned. Sometimes my energy is aligned and my action is not there.
Yeah.
So and I have worked so hard in Corona, but I can see the energy, but I don't see actualization happening.
Yeah.
Like
I hear you.
I'm willing to show up, I'm willing to be judged. After my father, I was a little scared to show up. Uh, but I'm willing to do it all. But then I don't know why it isn't, actualization is not happening.
Okay, I've got some homework for you to do. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to sit down, you're going to ask yourself honestly and let whatever is true for you come out. What do I really want to do? What do I really want to do? So with that mismatch of energy and action, sometimes it's because we're doing things that no longer brings us joy, we're no longer aligned with, or we're just forcing ourselves to work too hard, like take too many action steps. So maybe you're doing, I don't know, 10 workshops a month, when actually what would work for your body and your energy is to do only one or to do 2 workshops a month, but have them be so much bigger than the 10. So instead of spreading your energy across 10 workshops and all of the work and all of the prep and all of the promoting for those 10, put all of your energy and time and joy into creating one really big one or 2 really great events a month. Or maybe the content you're now doing is no longer sparking joy for you or no longer relevant for you. Part of being a business owner and an entrepreneur is the evolution of who we are. So over the years, I've evolved so much, and this auditing system is something that is removing stuff that I'm doing is just as much a part of adding new stuff. So I actually don't add stuff willy-nilly to my business at all anymore. But what I also do all the time is if I feel like my energy is low around a class or an offering, or if something feels like I'm working really hard and it's not creating the outcomes, and therefore I don't feel aligned or energized about doing it, I ask if it's what I really want to be doing or what I really want to do instead. And you have seen, well, I'm not sure about you, but a lot of the team and people I work with, they have seen me cull or remove so much of the stuff that either I don't have the time and energy for, or is no longer is no longer that aligned fit with who I am now as an entrepreneur. So sit down and do that exercise and look at, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, continue.
No, you go ahead. What's coming up for you?
When you said what I really want to do, it came have fun.
Yeah. And have you been having fun with what you're doing? Is it fun for you?
No, I'm getting it's a lot of, as you said, I'm stressed because I'm handling everything on my own. When we start off, we feel we have to do, everything on our own. So it is taking a toll on my body.
Yeah.
It,
And
that's
Natasha,
what's coming.
as you grow in your business, like you've been doing this, I think, for a while, have you?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're allowed to actually back yourself. Like you're allowed to say, I've been doing this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, however long you've been doing this for, and say, you know what? Like I've learned so much stuff about myself and what works for me and what doesn't work for me and what I need to do and what I don't need to do anymore. I'm allowed to make executive decisions in my business. And sometimes we don't act like the CEO in our business, even though we are the CEO. So you're allowed to make a call that would actually create the future for your business, just like if you were a CEO of a company or a corporation. Sometimes we need to make hard choices, but we can't just keep doing stuff in our business because we've always done it, or we haven't considered doing it in a different way.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Yeah.
You're very welcome. Shivani?
Yes. Hi, Adila. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time you're in. Yeah, I think it's time.
Hi.
Listening to everybody has been very insightful. So for me, what the question I feel is coming up is the time that I get this feeling that it's not the right time for me. I am trying to make certain changes within myself. Like as you said, as I've recently learned that money is not the problem, I am. So I am making changes where giving was a little not too easy for me. I would hold on. I would feel that, okay, what if it gets finished or exhausted? But I know the universe has an unlimited supply. So my question here is, when is the time right? When do I get a feeling that, yes, I am interested to do this, but right now I'm not getting a full, yes, go for it, because I've signed up for a few classes. So how do I get that thing that, okay, yeah, the time is right for me now?
Yeah, so this is what business whispering or listening to the whispers is. So what you can do is sit down and kind of ask for that clarity. You can do two things in this situation. You can actually ask the class, is this the time for me to do it? You can ask the project, you can ask the business idea, hey, do I do you now? Are you for now? Are you an idea for later? Should I do it this month, next month, or 6 months down the line? The second thing is, when we do these exercises, one of the most important elements of it is to be out of our mind and preconceived notions about it. So what creates cloudiness with the awareness that we get is when we want an outcome or we've already decided something and the information we're getting does not fit or match with that. And then rather than trusting that awareness, what we do is we go, oh, I'm not sure. It feels heavy and light still. That's confusion still. I'm not getting a clear answer. But 99% of the time when you have that confusion or cloudiness, it's because you're holding on to something, or the awareness you're getting does not match what you would like the awareness to be. Okay. And then the other percent of the time, sometimes you require more information. And what you do in that situation is you can be like, okay, what is creating the confusion here? Okay, I have this idea and I feel like this is the time, but then I'm confused because I've heard that this change is coming into the industry, or this person has mentioned this, or I'm not sure about, I surgery in a few months' time, and I'm not sure how that will affect this business idea. And so what you'd need to do then is get very clear on, okay, I'm confused about doing this because I don't know if I'll be okay when I have the surgery. Okay, how much downtime do I need to allow for my surgery? Or what are these changes that are going to occur? How do you get the clarity you require to get on top of the doubt or the confusion that you're experiencing? Once you have the information you need, if you sit down and do that exercise of genuinely tapping in and asking for what should I do and when should I do it? If you're still getting that confusion, look at what your points of view are that you're not truly letting go of to receive the awareness that you're asking for.
Yes. Yes, I'm going to be doing some working time on myself.
Awesome. So one of the things, Ankita, do you still have your hand up or do you have a different question?
Yes, Adila, I have a different question.
Yes, go for it.
So, Adila, if entities are attaching to our business, for example, entities, those who are not in the bodies, with this business streaming, it is going to, go, or it is going to contribute.
Yeah, it'll help in two ways. It'll give you the information if that's going on, but it'll also give you the information if that's not going on as to what is actually going on. And if that is going on, like, what's the contribution there? Like, entities also don't willy-nilly hang on to businesses because they're a different type of entity as well. The amazing thing about your business is that just like your body, it doesn't have a point of view. It's very aware and it's a very big entity. Here's the thing with business. Most people, especially when you start your business, when you're an entrepreneur, or when your business has been started by you and there's no one else in the business, you think of it as something else that you are doing, something else that you have control over, and something that is quite small because you think you created it. And it's not that you didn't create it, but it's what you also do with that is you limit it, because you actually take on what we call like a parent-child relationship to your business, rather than allowing that entity that is your business be this very big, aware, all-encompassing thing that could actually contribute a lot of information to you if you were willing to receive from it. So part of business whispering is getting out of the control and the parent-child relationship with your business and getting onto like a, co-collaborator place, or even, as I refer to in my business, the business is the larger entity and the boss, and I just get the information, and then I'm the physical entity that it's created through. And that lets go of a lot of that control and a lot of the, I have a problem and I need to control it to fix it. No, I actually have the ability to be the physical form that can create stuff for my business. What does my business require me to create? It's a shift in perspective.
Thank you, Adila.
You're very welcome. So great questions, guys. Time has flown. I don't know how we've almost been on this call for an hour now. So a couple of things. We have the business whispering class starting tomorrow. It's a 2-day class. You get the manual, you get the recordings, you learn how to do the business whispering exercise and learn multiple applications for it. After the class, you get put into the business whispering WhatsApp group, and there's some follow-up resources for you. Another thing to be aware of is that each business whispering class is different. So we have people who've repeated the class multiple times, either as their business grows or as they have different ideas, or they just want that refresher of getting back into being like a true creator with their business, rather than just operating from where they've gotten stuck into a certain way of being with their business. It's kind of like a refresh and a shake up. The other thing to remember with your business and business whispering is this is a chance for you to spend 2 days immersed in creating energetically for the future you would like to have. And if you're stuck right now in not being able to see how to grow your business or how it can be successful, how to have consistent income, how you can get out of, you know, wherever you've stuck yourself into a box in your business, this is like 2 days in giving you that very expanded and energetic space to actually realize what is really possible. And then, as I've kept saying, my favorite part is then actually getting the information you require to do the follow-up work or take the practical action steps. So we do exercises in the class, like we'll pair you up so that you have a partner to do business whispering with. We'll show you how to do it for your business and with inanimate objects, how to do it with staff, how to do it with marketing. And an exciting development for Business Whispering is we have Business Whispering Advanced coming very soon as well. So once you've done the Business Whispering class, in January next year, we're rolling out the first advanced class. And that is, again, to implement further how to, once you have this stuff sorted, once you feel confident with listening to the whispers of your business, creating with your business, and having the foundations of your business, we'll then get into those advanced concepts of really growing your income, 10xing your business, going global, creating in whatever unlimited way you want to, or whatever the next stages are for your business. So the prerequisite for advanced will obviously be having done this 2-day class. This 2-day class is actually the last one on the schedule for now. We will probably do one right at the end of the year in December, but we have so many exciting body whispering classes coming up between now and then. We don't have another business whispering class on the schedule because we've got body whispering in September, we've got body whispering advanced in October, and then we've got body whispering facilitators class in November. So that's why we don't have another business whispering class on the schedule for this year. So any other questions about business whispering or the class this weekend?
Adila, I have one more question.
Yes, you definitely get the award for question asker. Like, I think it's fantastic. Fantastic. Go for it. What's your question?
So when is your next Build Your Own Empire class? What is
Empire,
Empire?
So Build Your Own Empire, we have another round starting next month. Build Your Own Empire is my advanced business program. It's a year-long program. You need to have an established business with consistent income because we scale your business in that program. We take you from having the foundations to being able to really grow your business, employ people, get your systems in place, get your social media going consistently, all of that stuff. If you're in an in-between phase, Business Upgrade is the 3-month foundational business program. A lot of our people who do Build Your Own Empire, they have done Business Upgrade, which is 3 months to get all of your foundations and business basics sorted, energetically as well as practically. Business Upgrade starts next month in September. We have the 5-day money challenge coming up next month, and then we have Business Upgrade for 3 months, or we have Build Your Own Empire starting for 12 months. Once you do 12 months of Build Your Own Empire, you can also become a Business Whispering certified coach. You have to have done a Business Whispering class and then Build Your Own Empire, and then you can become a certified coach with us. And you're about to see the first batch of those people rolled out because we've just completed a 12-month round of Build Your Own Empire. So,
so Business Whispering is one we have to do, and then followed with that, Build Your Own Empire, correct?
Yeah. Yes, as long as Build Your Own Empire is application based, you have a session with me to make sure your business is in the right place, because it's a year-long commitment and there is so much content. We have guest experts, we have so much training. I put a lot of coaching and mentorship into that program. So you need to be at a place where you're confident that this is the right fit for you. You can't kind of get into the program and go, oh, I have no foundations in place for my business. So you're not scaling to 10,000 a month. You're like wondering how to make the first 1,000 a month in your business. That won't be a fit. But if you're already, at that place where you know what you're doing in your business and you want to know how to grow it, that is what Build Your Own Empire is for.
Thank you, Adila. And when I'm getting my prize
The pricing for everything?
for the maximum questions I have asked.
Oh, your prize. Yeah. Let me see what we can give you. There's just a question here about the timing. Oh, cool. And Rashmi's answered it. Cool. So Rashmi's on the chat. If anyone has any final questions, please reach out to her after this call and before the class starts tomorrow. Class starts in just under 24 hours from now. So 2 hours earlier than this time, we would have kicked off the Business with Spring class tomorrow. If you want to register, please do register. If you have any more questions, please reach out to myself, Winder and Imelda if you're in Indonesia, Smriti, Rashmi, Datu if you're in India, Sangeeta. And if you're in the UAE or you want French or Arabic, reach out to Amel. So that is everything. And we're on the dot for an hour. So if you don't have any more questions, I will love you and leave you. Is everyone happy with that? Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. I hope you have an awesome Friday and a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you guys soon. All right. Take care.